You know, this is a perfect case of children acting like adults. And I'm one that would tell you don't have to wait till you're older before you start finding a way to create income for yourself. And these two right here have been blessed to have a platform and people respect their work, whether we like it or not, they're doing okay for themselves. But they're still at that age where their brain is not fully developed and they don't know how to maintain the publicity and fame that comes with handling big sums of money. Now, I, being someone who has been in a toxic relationship, I lived it, I breathed it, I felt it, I know how it feels. This right here is one of the most toxic relationships I have ever seen. And the amount of things they end up doing for the sake of publicity and staying on top and all that is a little too much. See, regardless of whether we want to accept it or not, you're supposed to live your life for you, but the second you have a platform, you also automatically have a duty to the younger generation to treat them a certain kind of way, to educate them if possible. Now, if you're just a ragamuffin that doesn't have anything to give, well, that's what it is. People are in love with toxicity. I can speak about the most educational things online, and guess what? People will still follow the ones doing rubbish online because that's what they crave. There's so much going on in the country that nobody is interested in motivational speaking. It's like, auntie, please go and sit down. So that's why a lot of people would drift towards these two. Now, I don't personally know what background Pella came from, but this is one toxic ass child. This is a child that his brain hasn't developed enough, and he has been thrown the gift of money. Now, money is a blessing and a curse at the same time. If you don't know how to manage it, it will destroy you. And one thing I know at my age is that the sky is big enough for everyone. I have watched Pella. I'm not a fan of his content to say, but I could respect it. Like, bro, you're doing you, is good for you. But I don't think he realizes that this industry is big enough for everyone. There could be 20,000 creators out there and each of them could equally make money. And I feel like due to the pressure of he not being always on top has pushed him into taking a lot of decisions that is just inhumane. I know Javvis from being the robotic girl, and I loved her content, but have you noticed that since she's with him, the level of content changed? They became so toxic to each other. I literally watched a video of Javvis hitting Pella because I don't know what was going on. The discussions were awful. The way they treat each other in public is just straight awful. And what these two are lacking are adults or guardians that can actually protect them and tell them what is right from wrong. But you see, when money is involved, a lot of people feel like they have the last say so in everything. They don't be hearing words anymore. So the truth is that no matter what you tell these two right now, they're still gonna feel, they're still gonna do exactly what they want to do because money is in control and they feel like that trumps everything. Now, from what I understood about Pella, he also has families that are always constantly on him for support. So while you're constantly on this little child for support, you're forgetting to educate him because you're more interested in the financial benefits you get from him. And I'm almost certain that it goes both ways, but let's not assume. Let's not assume. But you see, this last stunt Pella pulled is such bullshit because a while ago there was a whole kidnapping thing going on, and I was actually concerned for the boy, but then I realized that could have been a hoax. But you see, this last one he pulled is actually playing with God. You see, God will allow you and he will let you go and do your worst and do everything. But you see, when you start acting like God and you feel like you will always be protected, he would one day have to show you what it feels like to actually be gone off the face of this earth. You see, that stunt you pulled with coming out and saying, oh, you are going to kill yourself and blah, 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 blah. Okay, you shouldn't have worn a seatbelt. Now, genuinely, a lot of your fans were worried about you, like, oh my God, Pella is going through heartbreak, blah, blah, blah. Okay, why did you wear a seatbelt? Because you're not going to use Nigerians' emotions to play. Now, why I really, really hate your story at this point is because you're creating more desensitization for the nation. We are seeing so much on a regular day and we are already getting desensitized to it. It will come to a point that we'll hear, oh, these people died, and we're like, oh well, life happens. Do not help contribute to that because we are still trying to keep our humanity on, and things like this, you are playing with fire and you're playing God, and trust me, God don't like bullshit. And to be truthful, I am so glad nothing happened to you because that young lady is gonna feel the impact of everything. And not because she necessarily loves you or cares, but because the public will come after her. Because we love to hate the partner. Now, you came and claimed that you were going to murder yourself, yet you wore a seatbelt. Do you realize how dangerous it is for the bag thing to burst on your ribs? You could have broken your ribs, but no, you're not thinking about that. You're thinking about content. Magically, there are so many people there to just save you and rescue you and take you to the hospital. Bro, don't play with God, man. The next time you try and pull this stunts, you might actually get 6 feet under, and that is on everything. And guess what? People would not be sympathetic to you. At the end of the day in this life, we have to create a good name for ourselves, and if we ever leave this earth, may God just bless us that people even remember our name. But is this how you want to be remembered? For being the idiot? You need serious guidance at this point. You need therapy, whatever is wrong with you. I don't know what childhood you had, and I'm sure there's a lot of trauma, and I'm sure it shocked you of how well you're doing. But bro, you're too smart, and you were able to get to this point. Can you please just keep going, man? Positively. These games you guys keep playing and playing God is not gonna be helpful for you down the line. And as for this Javvis, if she knows exactly what is good for her, please take your bow, say, okay, I've been here, done that, it wasn't quite working, I'm out. Because this will scar you, this behavior will scar you for the rest of your life. There's no man on this planet that should speak to you half as disgustingly as this boy speaks to you. And the funniest part, both of you might sit and laugh about it, but you're just creating content. But guess what? You've already created an impression in my head about who you both are, so we don't know what is real or not real. But if this is not just a stunt and this is your real life, and you guys get into scuffles like this is not healthy. One of you will end up eventually. They say money is the root of all evil, and this is a clear definition of it. All I'm saying to the young people out there, the sky is big enough for everybody to dance at Just Go In. Be grateful to God that God has opened the door for you, and out of the doors being open for you, a lot of people, creators, are like, wait, hold on, I could do this, to better my life and my family. But this is not the way. We have to change. Hey God, the amount of things we have to change at this point in life in general, it's not even about Nigeria, it's in general, is crazy. Because all over the world there are people who do stunts, injecting things into themselves, lighting themselves on fire just for the thrill of the public, but no one in the public really gives two fucks about you, to be real. So all this harm you're trying to put on yourself is for what exactly? Because at the end of the day, I promise you, the most people will say is, hey, yeah, oh, no, Pella was nice, but that's it. By the next day, by the 31st of December, they've forgotten about you. That is just the funny thing about life. I sit down here and I'm very aware, like, listen, let me make my mark for me, because tomorrow, I don't know who is going to cry for me. You know why I don't know that? Because I ain't going to be here to see it. So I try to be safe for myself and for my child and for my people that love me. I try to not put myself in situations where I get hurt. And as much as these children need serious guidance, I don't know if they have anyone who could help them, because a lot of people will still be focusing on the money aspect of it. But I pray to God for your sake that you have people that love you enough. Anyway, be safe out there. Don't try this nonsense again, because I promise you the next time you do it, Nigerians will turn their backs on you, because what is it? Person if you eat Christmas rice in peace, they'll be worrying if Pella don't die. Like, really?